I'm just heading back from down Tekapo Way, back down towards Dunedin, and taking a back road. And I knew there was a river here because I've crossed it on the main road down at near Timaru. But there's so much water up here. I'm driving through the gorge. It's absolutely lovely. So I thought I'd stop and see if there's some fish. And I walked across this little ford here, and there's some beautiful browns just cruising around and rising. So what's a guy to do but stop and go fishing? So it's not 8 o'clock in the morning yet. Complete change of plans for today, but I'm going to have a bit of a stroll up this river and enjoy what it's got to offer. I'm just stalking these edges. Fish that I've caught and hooked have all been very shallow water right on the edge. So it's just classic brown trout stuff. Amazing. And the fish are big. I thought about 3 or 4 pounds. They're closer to 6 or 8. So pretty impressive. Oh, I've got a fish on. I've seen so many and I've cast about 10 and finally hooked one of these 3 or 4 pound browns that just been feeding on the edges. I've dropped down to the tiniest little nymph I could find and finally I've had a take. I'm coming into the shallows. I don't think I've seen the end of his fight yet. Doing typical brown stuff. Not fighting like these mountain rainbows. Just keeping it. That pressure on, even taking me these are the snags on the other side. Let's see if we can beach them. Well, I'm actually going to say this fish is probably going to go more than 4 pounds. I'm actually going to say she's going to go 6. Anyway, let's get that hook out. Now I've just poked my head over a rock, looked down into a pool, and there's a big brown trout sitting just on the shallow at the bottom of it. Okay, there's 2 fish. You can see 2 fish now. Both good fish. One's going to be pushing 6 pound, which is going to be the one I'm going to go after. And if I do get lucky enough to hook one of these, I have no idea quite where I'm going to land it. No, I managed to put the line over on the first cast. Didn't want a piece of that. So I've come to this dam and there's a good run coming up, and I spotted a couple of fish. And while I was putting the camera together, they've decided to go somewhere else. But I'm wondering actually if this might be the last of the fishing, because I can't actually see any way for trout to get up there. Maybe they've released fish above, I don't know. So I'll go and have a look above it but it might be the end. So there's one good fish just on the edge here. It's moved up from where I first saw him. I don't think he's spooked. He's just cruising a bit. Hard to see. The water's getting a little bit cloudy. I wonder if there's some stock movement across the river further up. There he is. Oh, big fish. It's only got a little fly and hasn't got much weight on it. So he's very, very shy and he has decided to move away. That's a big fish. And if it looks big in here, and I've been thinking the average fish was about 3 or 4 pound, and the one that I caught was well over that. Anyway, let's go and have a look above this dam. See if there's many fish up there. I don't believe it. While I was packing up that video gear, that fish came back and cruised past me and went downstream to where I first saw it. So I went and stalked it, and yep, she's on. Let's see if I can land him down on that gravel there. So you're not going to hear much, but something. So while this fish is being delicate, I'm going to try and plug the microphone in. I'm not paying attention to the fish, am I? Okay, got the microphone on, got the fish on, got the tripod up and running. Okay, this fish has gone very deep on the other side here. It's taken me good 80-100 meters upstream, and I've only got a very, very small fly on, about a size 16 here in copper, and probably after all that effort of getting the mic on, it's probably gone into some, geez, gone right in under those rocks. How much? I'm down to the backing again. That means I've got very little control over this fish. It's just doing what I want, whatever it wants. I can still feel it. You can probably see my rod vibrating as it's shaking its head around. Still direct contact. There's a lot of stress on this line. I'm surprised that hook is still in place. I don't fancy my chances of getting this one out. Oh, it's a strong fish. It's a big fish. Still moving line out. I can only put strain on it in one direction. Let's get it really low. Yeah, that's worked. That's moved him. That's got him out from where he is. Or maybe not. Maybe he's actually right up in front of that big rock. Sitting in that fast water, very, very deep. Probably done this before. You're going to get to be a fish this big. I reckon she's going to go double figures. Oh, that's gone. Oh no, it's out. It's out from wherever it was. No. What have I got? Oh no, that's not on. No. It wrapped around some weed. Good. I've got on top of the dam and water looks pretty good. Love it as well. So I will keep on going. And there's a lot of swallows mooching around, flying around. And I've seen a few mayflies. So I'm thinking, it's just 10 o'clock now, it's actually 10:30, that the day warms up, this cloud clears, there's going to be a bit of a mayfly hatch about lunchtime. So I want to be somewhere that got lots of fish and cast some rising fish. So have a quick look up above the dam. If there's no fish, we'll go and find me a pool for an afternoon ride. Looking better and better as I've come up from the dam, but I haven't seen any fish yet. It looks so good, I don't want to give up yet. All I got to do is just see one fish. Doesn't matter if I scare it, doesn't matter if I can't cast to it. If I just see a fish, I know they're above the dam and I can start getting into stalk mode. I think that's going to be it. I've walked another hour above the dam. I haven't seen anything. So I'm just going to make the call that fish stop at the dam. Otherwise it's going to be a long walk back. Just got to laugh. I'm back down below the pool, and I'm at the pool that I just had that big fish on that broke me off. And I'm pretty sure it's the same fish back in the same spot again. So I always wondered how long it takes them to sort of get over the idea of having a hook in their mouth and being tugged at on a big long line before they sort of settle back down. But this fish, oh, back where it is, or where it was. Nice line down there. Prefer to sight fish, spot my fish and cast to them, but this is a nice bit of water and I've seen lots of fish, so I'm hoping that I'm going to get in the right spot. I managed to stay on my feet. These rocks are a bit slippy. It's not so fishy up here. Oh, here's a nice fish. He's in possible position. He's just coming in and out the current to the right of that grassy rock. Okay. I've just spotted another fish, and even though you can't see it because of the glare, it is, trying to point my finger at it, just behind these rocks here. So I've got to come up from this angle and cast, well, basically over that rock, but he's a good fish. So it's going to be worth the effort if I manage to get a cast in. I'm not going to be able to see him. I'm not going to have any control over my fly. Basically, I'm just going to try and come up behind this rock where he won't see me and drop my fly as close as possible. Not a very purist way of doing things. Hey, it needs must. Right, so my reckoning, yes, I can just see his nose. So if I keep my snout down, he came over for the indicator. I don't want him to come over for the indicator. Oh, bugger! He got a view of me, or something. Oh dear. So it's later in the evening. I had a big decision to make whether to stay or go. but I've decided to stay. I wanted an evening rise this evening, and to get out early in the morning. I really want to get a fish on video. I mucked up the one I did catch. I didn't press go on the camera. Well, I pressed go and it didn't start going, one of the two. So I'm back out on the evening, and I've been to town to get some food, and I did a bit of research. And there's a reason that these fish are big, and there's a reason there's so many, and there's another reason that they don't go above the dam. It's because they're annual sea run brown trout. So basically they're brown trout that want to be salmon. So they go out and feed during the winter in the sea, and then come back into the rivers during the summertime. So of course they can't get above the dam. It also means that being not resident fish, that they're always being replenished. So it's not like the resident fish who are getting caught regularly or taken and caught and released or taken. So the population's quite high. So that's really good to know. And I've never seen it like this before in such an accessible place. So it was a real surprise to see so many big fish. So I'm hopefully going to have one on the this evening on dry fly. If not, we're back into it again tomorrow. So we're trying a new camera location on my chest. So there's a fish about 1.5 meters from the edge, just on a white stone. It might be in less than ankle deep water. It's not the biggest one, but let's get it. A little bit too close. Another fish just cruising up the edge. Slightly deeper. It's a bit difficult to see at this low light. It's not going to go far enough over. Let's go and have a look at them. Right. So another good fish, right on the edges. It's just feeling so quietly on the edges. This guy's just almost on the bank. So, as you'd expect. So that's it for today. I walked up and down, seeing numerous fish. There's a few fish rising, even this pool here behind me. And I can't get them this evening, so maybe early tomorrow morning. So I was saying, time to go home, but all of the fish started rising really quickly, so must have been a bit of a hatch in the mayflies. And my little technique of floating a very small nymph down rather than casting up has worked. So let's see if we can get this fish up. Well, we're not going to win, still down, any rewards for the biggest fish. In fact, it's probably not even legal. So we'll put him back anyway. What a nice chubby fish, look at that. There you go. Gone. Nice finish for the evening. It's just coming up to 10 o'clock and I'm back to the van and about to have a bit of a feed. It's been a big day fishing, but it's been really fantastic. It's like being on the tuk-tuk again, so accessibility and the number of fish. And this evening when the rise sort of happened just before it's too dark to really see anything. Was like going back to the Toki when growing up. And Mum, it's Mum always was late home for dinner, because actually quite often the best fishing was just before it got dark, and it really is a special time to be on the river. So sorry for all those evenings where you had to eat my dinner for me again when I got home. Okay, but nothing really's changed in 50 something years.